Welcome back to the D Bets channel. Week 9 of the 2025 MLS season is just a few hours away, and it is time to get into the player props for week 9. We have been so hot with these 3 winning shows in a row. Multiple units won on a lot of these weeks. Our Underdog fantasy slip is red hot. We've hit 4 out of 5, 3 weeks in a row. I have got 6 plays on the player prop daily fantasy side this week for week 9. So let's get right into it. Our first play of the weekend is going to the marquee matchup. We already have a play on this in our best bets video, so be sure to watch that one. And I got to go with the GOAT. We haven't bet on him this year so far. Lionel Messi. It's tough to play his props a lot of times. They're so juiced. This week, though, we're actually getting a playable number on Lionel Messi, 4+ shots at -115. This game is being played on Saturday afternoon. And remember, this is being played in Cleveland at Huntington Bank Field, the home of the Browns. Now, there is rain in the forecast, so maybe wait to play this if you want to see what that weather report is. I'm not sure a light rain really bothers anything at all for Messi. It could actually help him. But this is just an automatic play at 4 shots for Messi. I think anytime he's playing in these big stadium games, it brings a little bit of extra juice out of him. In starts last year in MLS, he was 16-4 to the over. And I think it's tough to look at the numbers so far this season with CONCACAF Champions Cup, etc. But he still gets plenty of shots and plenty of games this year. But you love that hit rate. And then Columbus is middle of the pack in shots allowed. They gave up 4 to Joao Klaus last week, 5 to Christian Benteke a few weeks ago. If this odds were to go up to like -140, I probably would avoid it. But to me, Messi getting 4 shots in a game where we have seen high-scoring affairs between Columbus and Miami, especially last season, I think this is just an automatic play. So we're going to take Lionel Messi to get at least 4 shots, -115. Play number 2, we are going back to a guy who's one of my favorite sneaky under the radar players to back, and we are going with Hannes Wolf for NYCFC playing at the New England Revolution, 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. 2+ shots coming in at -118. Now, I've bet Wolf both on the channel and just on personal plays multiple times this year, and he just always seems to come through for me. He's hit this number in 6 out of 8 games this year, and I just really like what I see out of Wolf. They are playing an NYCFC team, or sorry, a New England team that look at their recent games. They've only allowed 2 goals, but they've given up a ton of shots in their last 3 games. They gave up 2 shots to 5 players on Atlanta last week. The previous week against Cincinnati, they did the same to 4 players. The week before that, they gave up at least 2 shots to 4 players on the Red Bulls. They spread it around. They're not a team that just, can just sit back and play defensively in this game at Gillette Stadium in New England. So I really like Hannes Wolf again in a board that was a little bit tricky. I'm taking Wolf 2+ shots at -118. Play number 3 for us this week. We are going to Philadelphia, a 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff against Atlanta United, and we are taking Bruno Damiani and Ty Baribo to both get 1 shot on goal, parlayed together at +110. Now, I've been wanting to play Bruno officially on the channel. I looked at it last week. I was really close to making his over 3 shots one of my plays officially. I played it personally, it cashed, but the 3 shots is too juiced this week. Now, if I don't mind 4+ shots for Damiani at +180, if you want to pivot to that, go for it. But he hits about half of his shots on goal. But last week he had 4 shots with none of them on goal. So I think we're getting a little bit better number here. He did have at least 1 shot on goal in his previous starts. And then Ty Baribo has about a 50% shot on goal rate as well. I see this game as a high scoring one. The total is set at over 3 goals. And then let's look at Atlanta. They're among the better teams in the league for shots, just total shots allowed. They don't allow that many. But where they are number 1 in MLS is shot on goal percentage, meaning 46% of the shots they allow go on target. They give up kind of low quality shots on target. And so for me to get the 2 forwards on the Union in a game that I think is going to be high scoring to at least each get 1 shot on goal at plus money, I'm going to take it. So Damiani and Baribo, 1 shot on goal, parlayed together, +110. Play number 4 this week, we are going back to another old favorite in the Seattle Sounders versus Nashville SC match, 6:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff in Seattle, and we are taking Albert Rusnak over 2.5 shots, -103. Now I am laddering this up, as you can see on the screen, to 4 shots and 5 shots as well, because this is just one they keep giving it to us at a decent price. Rusnak was out last week. He was pulled at halftime, remember, 2 weeks ago against San Diego when we laddered up. We played the over 2 shots, which he hit, and we had it laddered up. He had 2 at halftime, and they took him out. That one I'm going to remember for a while. But they give this one to us at a good price. The Sounders are totally healthy on offense right now, which I think only helps Rusnak because the defense has to stop Pedro de la Vega, Jordan Morris. They can't just key in on him. And remember, Rusnak takes their set pieces, which can be so huge to getting 2-3 shots. A shot into the wall, a free kick into the wall is a shot. So that helps us. And in 3 home games this year, he's had 5, 5, and 3. He's hit this in 5 out of his 6 matches where he played at least an hour. And again, I'm laddering this up to 5 shots plus 675 for something he's done in 2 out of 3 home games this year. I got to take that. As I mentioned in my best bets, I love goals in this game. Walker Zimmerman is out for Nashville. Jackson Reagan is out for Seattle. So I see this as high scoring. And you're giving me Albert Rusnak, 3 shots at home at near even money. I'm going to take it. Play number 5. We are going to the Minnesota United versus FC Dallas game at Allianz Field, 7:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. And we are taking Anderson Julio on FC Dallas to go over 1.5 shots at -125. Now, when I was looking into this match, I really wanted to target going into the weekend something with an FC Dallas shot prop. And the reason is Petr Musa is out for this match for FC Dallas. He's twisted his ankle. He's not going to play. And this is the guy that is just Kirby sucking up all of the shots for FC Dallas. Now, there wasn't really a playable number on Acosta, but then I saw a playable number on Anderson Julio, and I had to take it. Now, Minnesota United is a team that's been fantastic this year. They've been great defensively, but they're not a team that limits shots. They're just a team that limits high quality shots. They are tied for the fewest XG allowed per shot in MLS, but that doesn't mean they won't let you fire from long range. And that is something Anderson Julio loves to do. Maybe the Zach LaVine of MLS. He's going to fire from long range no matter what. He gets a lot of shots on goal, but they don't, usually go in. Julio has hit this mark in 3 out of 4 games this season. And in games last year, where he played at least 55 minutes, he was 12-2 to the over. So with Musa out, I think we could see Farrington and Julio playing as a 2 forward up top with Acosta behind them. We'll see. But if that happens, over 1.5 shots is an insane play. Either way, just 2 shots for Anderson Julio. I think he's going to play the full game. I think they're going to be leaning on him for offense. I don't think FC Dallas is going to score in this game, but I do think we'll get 2 shots out of Anderson Julio -125. 6th and final play this weekend. This is my random dart throw of the weekend, kind of like Paul Rothrock last week, which I know a few people got like +225 on that one. So definitely tweet me if you're getting better odds on these and post it in the comments. If I am showing odds that you are seeing, hey, on FanDuel, on DK, there's better odds, please post them for the community to see. But we're going to go to the Vancouver Whitecaps match at St. Louis City SC, 7:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. We are taking Sebastian Berhalter, 2+ shots at +127. So again, this is my dart throw this week, and I feel like +127 for 2 shots out of Berhalter, given the circumstances of this match, is a really nice number. He's been the unsung hero kind of on Vancouver this year. Brian White gets all the headlines, and rightly so. But Berhalter's been great. Now, as I said, this is kind of my dart throw of the weekend, and I think +127 is a really nice number on Berhalter here, given the circumstances of the match. He's been one of the kind of unsung heroes of the Whitecaps. I think he's been fantastic this year. Obviously, Brian White gets all of the headlines for good reason. He's only hit this in 3 out of his 7 starts this year. But again, the circumstances around this match. St. Louis comes into this one completely decimated by injuries again. And we saw last week against Columbus, they had 4 players for Columbus who had at least 2 shots. And I think St. Louis, they are going to be sucked into stopping Brian White in the middle. And that could open up for Berhalter coming from midfield these shots. He's not a player who's afraid to shoot the ball. And all we need is two. They could go into they could get blocked after 2 yards. It doesn't matter to us. I think Berhalter is going to get a couple of chances in this one. So at plus 127, I really like it. So our sixth and final play is going to be Sebastian Berhalter over 2 shots. And let's get into the underdog fantasy slip this week. So again, we have hit this 3 weeks in a row to hit about 1.7, 1.8 units. We're playing a 5-man flex slip. And again, if you want to play the 5-man, everyone has to hit power play, go for it. But look, you would be down 3 units, and I'm up about 6 units playing if 4 hits, we get about 1.7, 1.8 units. And if all 5 hit, we get about 7.5 units back. So we are going to start with Anderson Julio over 1.5 shots. Lionel Messi over 3.5 shots. We're getting Hannes Wolf over 1.5 shots. And they're giving us, I didn't want to go shot on goal. It didn't exist. So I went Bruno Damiani, 2.5 shots. It's a little bit juiced, but if they had offered 3 shots at the price Underdog gives, I would have taken it. And then Sebastian Berhalter, just 1 shot. Come on, Sebastian. He's done that in every game this year. So that is going to be the underdog fantasy slip. And again, when we say shots, these are not shots on goal. I will mention if it is shots on goal. These are all just shots. And a lot of times, I think I got a tweet from someone that they got a better price on our Diego Luna prop last week with 2 shots, and it was 2 shots on goal. And fortunately, they hit it. It was like plus 400, I think. But if you see, odds that are too good to be true, make sure it is shots rather than shots on goal. So that is going to be our plays this week. I appreciate you watching. Good luck with your best bets for week 9. Give me the thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a great weekend.